Good morning. Good morning, Allison. Bonjour. Bonjour, bonjour. Lily, bonjour. How is everyone? How are we feeling? How are all your problems? You know that they're solved. How did this serve you yesterday? Thank you. My problems are now solved. Let me know if you utilized this lesson yesterday moving through the day and what you felt inside when you did. It is such a powerful place to surrender into everything's okay. This is already taken care of. If you were with me at all, if you're in the indie, we actually extended this conversation into the indie yesterday. That opportunity that we have to really trust life, to really trust that we are provided for. This conversation actually started during the atonement before we began Chic 365. So let me know in the chat, did you utilize yesterday's lesson? And if so, how did it feel? Did you have resistance to it? Did your mind come up and say, well, how is the problem solved? How do I know for sure? Or did you allow yourself to feel some relief of like, okay, I don't know, but I'm sure it is. And without needing to know, if you could allow yourself to feel yourself being provided for, a really big opportunity. This is where solutions show up. This is where we find things happening in our lives that actually we didn't do, but things just come together for us. And all of a sudden, have you had that experience before? Maybe you were concerned about something, or something as simple as like the toilet is having an issue and you're thinking, oh, I need to call a plumber. And then you get a flyer in the mail, right, with the plumber's name, or somebody stops by and says, oh yeah, well actually I'm a plumber as well, or my husband's a plumber. You know what I mean, right? You're thinking about someone and you need to follow up, but they call you. This supports us in allowing things to come towards us. This supports us in allowing us to know that we are provided for. This supports us in removing the temptation to worry, to have anxiety, to utilize our mind to try to future plan, prepare, or protect. So, all right. Ilona, good morning. Good morning. All right, shall we? Shall we begin? Father, Mother, God, Lord of all creation, we open up this lesson with such gratitude. Asking, expecting, acknowledging that all is done in divine timing, surrendering our need for control, our need to know, as we relax back into life, remembering our true function as the light of the world. Letting go of any need to prove, to force, to justify our value in the world, and sit back, allowing ourselves to be led and to say yes in all the ways that we are guided. This or something even better for the highest good of all concerned. Right now, with our eyes closed, before we officially move in, I'm going to invite you to consider something that you sense inside you require to let go of. It might be the attachment to something. It might be the need to prove something. It might be the temptation to justify your existence, your power, your impact, your worth. It might be wanting to be more visible or more impactful or know that you're right or know that you're something. Just trust internally. Is there something you're being called to let go of? And if you can allow yourself transparently, honestly, between you and you, to bring that up inside of you, acknowledge it with as much detail as you possibly can. And now feel inside that this is solved, that it's complete, that you've handed it over. Watch the temptation to pick it back up. And just breathe for a minute. Into the divine unknowing, knowing that even though you don't know the details, you know all is well. This, or something even better, for the highest good of all concerned. Amen. Lucy right behind me. See her hiding back there. So cute. All right. Good morning, Stacy. Allison, yes, I received an unexpected gift yesterday, and oh my goodness, in my Femme flow, what came through was relieved. I'm called to trust and keep trusting. Oh, I love these. I love these stories. So, Stacey, I tried to think about it throughout the day, and yet reality throws me off track of believing in the miracles. I still have hope. What if the reality is the miracles, are the miracles? What if reality is the miracle? What if in those moments where it seemingly seems like you're being thrown off track, or life is throwing you off track, or reality is throwing you off track, that it's actually doing the exact opposite? That's actually a beautiful awakening, a nudge, a gift in some way. Consider playing with that, just even for today. What if this, I don't know what this is for, right? Going back to the very beginning of the Course in Miracles. What if I don't know what this is for? What if this is actually for me? What if I thought it was supposed to be this way, but I didn't know? What if I thought that it would be best this way, but I didn't have the whole picture? What if there's something really here for me? What if there's something really beautiful here? Especially in those moments that seem painful or seem challenging, or we don't know what the end result is, if we can, even for just an instant, the Course would say a holy instant, even if just for a holy instant, we can consider that it's already solved, that it's already taken care of, that it's already good. Problem with a problem with an airline, right? A ticket, a flight, a problem with a bill, or something upcoming, or right, whatever the perceiving problem is. Even the depth of, I've been through this. I know all of you have as well. The loss of a loved one, the loss of a loved one, the fear of something happening, someone being sick, someone being unwell. When we consider the problem is already solved, it doesn't mean we don't care. It doesn't mean we don't have the human emotions moving through it. It means we gift ourselves the opportunity to feel provided for as we walk through it. It gives ourselves the opportunity to feel into the space, to receive what's actually there for us as we walk through it. So consider how that may serve. Elaine, bonjour. Bettina, bonjour. All right, gorgeous ladies. So today We're moving back into another review. So yesterday, let me recognize my problems have been solved. As we move into today, we've done this once already. One moment. So this is our second review. Review number 2, introduction. So I'll read the introduction, which if you remember, there's a theme in reviewing. So we reviewed chapters 1 through 50, and now we're reviewing 51 through 80. Can you believe we're on 80? Is that amazing? That's amazing. So I'll read the introduction, which is the theme of the review, and then we'll move into the lesson. Review number 2, introduction. We are now ready for another review. We will begin where our last review left off and cover 2 ideas each day. The earlier part of each day will be devoted to one of these ideas, and the latter part of the day to the other. We will have one longer exercise period and frequent shorter ones in which we practice each of them. The longer practice periods will follow this general form. Take about 15 minutes for each of them, and begin by thinking of the ideas for the day and the comments that are included in the assignments. Devote some 3 or 4 minutes to reading them over slowly several times if you wish, and then close your eyes and listen. Repeat the first phase of the exercise period if you find your mind wandering, but try to spend the major part of the time listening quietly but attentively. There is a message waiting for you. Be confident that you will receive it. Remember that it belongs to you and that you want it. Listening, how powerful this is. That idea that we all have inside that we have to do something. We have an idea, we have a thought, even our purpose, right? We're guided. What do I do? What do I do? I need to know what to do. I can't just sit here. What do I do? Sometimes the thing to do is just to listen. It's underrated. We want to skip over that part and just move on to the thing. There's multiple things happening as we move through this. As we're retraining our minds to receive, to remember. So the listening is a really beautiful part. So 15 minutes and then 3 to 4 minutes with each exercise. Okay, this is really beautiful. Remember that it belongs to you and that you want it. Do not allow your intent to waver in the face of distracting thoughts. Realizing that whatever form such thoughts may take, they have no meaning and no power. Replace them with your determination to succeed. That's really beautiful as well. Do not allow your intent to waver in the face of distracting thoughts. So thoughts come up. Distracting thoughts might come up. They come up. Okay, it happens to all of us. Realize that whatever form such thoughts may take, they have no meaning and no power. Replace them with your determination to succeed. Do not forget that your will has power over all fantasies and dreams. So when it says fantasies and dreams, it's talking about illusions. It's not talking about the way that we may experience and express dreams in the beautiful sense of connecting to all of who we are. Okay? Trust it to see you through and carry you beyond them all. Regard these practice periods as dedications to the way, the truth, and the life. Refuse to be sidetracked into detours, illusions, and thoughts of death. You are dedicated to salvation. Be determined each day not to leave your function unfulfilled. Reaffirm your determination in the shorter practice periods as well. Use the original form of the idea for general applications and more specific forms when needed. Some specific forms are included in the comments which follow the statement of the ideas. These, however, are merely suggestions. It's not the particular words you use that matter. It's the feeling and the connection with the idea. So, one longer practice period, about 15 minutes, and then 3 to 4 minutes with the listening of as you move through with the reading as you move through the lesson. Okay, follow your inner knowing on that. Lesson 81. All right, here are the 2 ideas for today. Number 1. Number 1. Stephanie, I love this. Feeling a bit sick and joined at what if this is the miracle? I like that idea. It brings calmness. What if this is the miracle? What if this is the miracle? Lesson 81. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. This is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. I am the light of the world. This is my only function. That is why I came. Because for me inside, it releases the pressure. I'm the light of the world. It's my only function. It's not about some other end goal. It's about remembering that we are the light right here, right now. That there's nothing for us to do. That if we require to rest, we require to rest. If we're moving through an opportunity of healing, that's what we're moving through. If we're reading, that's what it is. If we're working on the boat, that's what it is. If we're making the bed, that's what it is. If we're flushing the toilet, that's what it is. If we're having a conversation with someone, that's what it is. If we're shopping at the grocery store, that's what it is. If we're talking to a client, that's what it is. The foundation is I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I came. When we pull this back into perspective, that when you're giving your credit card at the grocery store, getting your nails done, when you're getting a massage, like it doesn't matter what you're doing. You're the light of the world. When you remember that as you walk through your day, no matter what it is you're doing, you are on purpose. How holy am I who have been given the function of lighting up the world? Let me be still before my holiness. It is calm light. In its calm light, all my conflicts disappear. In its peace, let me remember who I am. Some specific forms of applying this idea when special difficulties seem to arise might be, let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance. This shadow will vanish before the light. This shadow will vanish before the light. So I don't know if you have a space in your day that this can be a very natural practice for you. So if there's something that you do often, so maybe you ride the tram or you ride the train or you go to the subway or you walk to work, or if there's a coffee shop you go to more often than not, or like for us, there's a grocery store that we walk to and we get our provisions. Dave goes inside and gets the groceries and I stay out with the girls. In this moment, I don't know why, maybe because I'm standing there and I have a choice to either fill my mind with something like purposeful or congruent, or that makes me feel remembering who I am, versus wandering my mind or wondering how long he's going to take or anything else. And I really focus on this kind of energy of shining my light and seeing the light in every person that walks in and out of that store. Every person. And I watch, right? If there's a tendency to like have a judgment, which is a natural human response, right? Oh, that person's tall. Oh, that person's short, or that person's this, or that person's that, which is more of an observation, but still it's a seeing of their external versus let me see past this. Let me see the light in them. God, show me the light in them. Let me see the light in them and let them see the light in me by me seeing the light in me. So if you have something that, a routine, play with this. See what happens. Just see if it resonates with you. It can be fun to walk through the world in this way. And number 2, okay, so I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. And if any disturbance seems to present itself, this shadow will vanish before the light. Let me not obscure the light of the world in front of me. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance. If you're having any altercation with someone, if you're having any trigger, if you're having any upset, like let the light of the world shine through this so I can see fully. Number 2, Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. It is through accepting my function that I will see the light in me. And in this light will my function stand clear and perfectly unambiguous before my sight. My acceptance does not depend on my recognizing what my function is, for I do not yet understand forgiveness. Yet I will trust that in the light I will see it as it is. Specific forms for using this idea might include: let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Let me not separate my function from my will. I will not use this for an alien purpose. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. How's this feel? How does this feel? I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. So these are the two ideas for today. Allowing yourself to spend time with them, AM and PM. Choose one in the AM, one in the PM. So when I was moving through this, I know it says one longer practice period. As I was moving through this, I was doing 15 minutes for each of the practice periods. Follow your own inner knowing, right? Feel this throughout the day. Feels good. Feels good. Okay, Patrick. Okay, as a man, I'm really curious about how I can better support the women in my life in embracing their feminine power and living authentically. From your perspective, what's something men often overlook when it comes to understanding the feminine energy and creating space for it in relationship? Very interesting question. I would say that it's women who overlook it more than men, to be honest. In that we have a tendency, in my experience as women, to value things more like making money and the doing aspect of things. And so I feel like from a man's perspective, and this would be really beautiful for my husband to answer as well, I feel like reflecting to the women in your life that how valuable it is when they are in their feminine, how much it means in whatever aspect that they're embodying that exudes feminine energy, that you see them, that you acknowledge them, that you let them know how valuable and how meaningful it is. I think could go a long way, right? The simple things like, oh, it's so meaningful when you're in that space. I gift to you easily when you're in this space. Let me provide for you. You're safe. Saying things like this. But it really, as we know, is always up to us. We are the only ones who can accept the full ability to respond to our lives in a way that's in service. But if you are looking for an opportunity to reflect that and to enhance that in the women in your life, just acknowledging that when they're in that energy, how valuable it is, I think would be a beautiful place to start. All right, gorgeous ladies and gentlemen, let us begin our review for today. And if you're new, because I was thinking about this yesterday, actually, I know some of you are with me every morning and you come on and you say hi. If you're brand new to joining us inside of 365, please say hello. Let me welcome you into this space, whether you're on lesson 1 or on lesson 81 or wherever in between. Welcome to this space. Welcome to the conversation. And as I've shared before, if it's serving you, like it, share it if that feels resonant, so that we can invite new women, new men into the space. You're all welcome. Enjoy this lesson. I am the light of the world, and forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I will see you tomorrow.